Hi, I'm parenting expert Denise Daniels, and you're watching Parents TV. Did you know that reading to a child as young as 6 months old helps their reading and learning skills?
The wise frog croaked, "Just nibble, gnaw, and chew." But a jiggle-jaggle tail was all that Freddie grew.
Joining us today is Francie Alexander, the parenting and education expert from Scholastic. Thanks for being with us today, Francie.
I'm happy to be here.
Welcome. You're a mother and you're an educator. You've taught every grade from kindergarten all the way up to college. And tell us a little bit about why it's so important with your background in early childhood literacy. Why is it so important to teach children at a very early age and read to them?
You know, the very first experience that a child has with books and reading should be on your lap. And that's going to be more important than any laptop or fancy education later. It's going to set the whole tone for how they feel emotionally about books and reading. And if they have a good experience with you, when it comes later, they are going to want to learn to read because you've helped them already love to read.
That makes a lot of sense. What kind of books do you look for? What are you looking for when parents go to a bookstore and they think, what should I be reading to my child at such an early age? What do you look for?
You look at books for every age and stage. So for the littlest readers, from literally the day they come home from the hospital till they're 1 year old, you know, they're really learning by their five senses. They like to look and feel and see. So you look for books that match that. You look for books that have texture. You look for cardboard books. You look for books that have pictures of other babies. Babies love to look at faces in other babies. They're learning about their world. They want to experience the world. And this is like a perfect one for this age because you can touch and move and play, and also when you're reading with kids this age, make some noise. And so you can also like the animal sounds, and your baby will start to imitate you.
So be engaged.
Absolutely. Be part of the whole reading process.
Now, you've brought some really interesting books with you. Can you share those with us?
Certainly. This one is so fun because it actually is many books in a book. So babies get to see other babies, babies loving, babies eating, babies reading, and then they get to look at themselves while they're doing it. And it said babies love looking at other babies. This little one that I showed you before, this is so fun because you can do finger play, they can touch it, and it has animal sounds in the little story. This one is great because it's numbers and it shows us how the big pictures, lots of contrast, and this one is fun because kids also like to look at animals even from a very, very early age.
That's great. These are wonderful. The next age group we're going to talk about is 1 to 2 years old. And how's that different? You talk about the 4 R's. Can you explain that to us?
Well, the R's for this age, this is such a special age in time. There's rhyme, rhythm, repetition, and of course the big R, reading. So at that particular age, they really are becoming aware of words and naming things. They come to that moment, which is really important in early childhood during this year, that everything has a name. I have a name, Mommy has a name,
that's
Mommy,
right,
and Daddy, and all of these other things in the world. So words become interesting to me. So you look for books, you look at board books again, you look at board books that have more of a story, like we have this one here, where the tadpole is going through its life cycle, from the small tadpole to become a frog.
"Look at you," croaked his friend, staring down from his log. Freddie leaped up in delight and saw he was a frog.
And this one, we mentioned the rhyme, rhythm, and repetition, this click, clack, splish, splash. Kids love hearing words like that. And yeah,
our favorite.
This is, I think, every parent and child's favorite poet is Shel Silverstein, and this is a wonderful first book of his poems that kids will hear that rhyme and rhythm and repetition.
Because he's written books for older children.
Yes, he has.
Normally. So this is his first attempt at
for younger
kids.
You know, and the whole family can be engaged in it because some of the silliness adults really get more than the kids.
Yes.
But the kids get the language, yes, and they love it.
Well, the next age group we're going to talk about is 2 to 3-year-olds, and you brought a couple of books for 2 to 3-year-olds.
Yes, and
tell us a little bit about these.
Another critical age. That's an age where we say kids have an aha moment. There are people that beside myself, and they really start to think about others. That's when they first learn to empathize and feel how others feel. So like we have this one, when Sophie gets angry. And, they know they've been angry by now. We're in the twos. And
they can relate to that.
They can say, somebody else gets angry. And they understand, oh, this isn't just something unique to me. And they can feel for them, oh, I can see why she got mad because somebody took her snack or this happened. They understand it. And then we brought the friendship of Owen and Ms. A. This is a lovely story about animals who bonded after the tsunami. And first of all, at this age, kids really like nonfiction too and real stories. So these are real animals, and they're very interested. And in this case, the real animals became friends, and they're starting to make friends. So the whole idea is really appealing to them. And this is an era where they can read just about or listen to any book.
Yes.
And when you go to the library, when you go to the bookstore, they're just interested in finding out about the world and finding out how to be part of it.
Well, it's so important, and we want to teach good literacy skills to our children. And thank you very much, Francie, for being with us today, because you really helped us understand how we choose books for our kids. Thank you for sharing your joy of reading with us.
It was fun being here.
For more information about reading to your child, you can go to scholastic.com/parents. Thanks for watching Parents TV, your source for the best information for your growing family.
Thank you for watching Parents TV, our families, our lives.